And hello, all my cruising and travel fans. It's Rob here with Cruising Seas and Travel. Here today with a special guest from Empire Nation, Andrew. How you doing here tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How is everybody doing today?
I'm doing quite fine. So I brought Mr. in because questions about the last port of call. I'd love to give him information, and of course, if you guys have questions, just fire them in the chat, or you're part of the T play, put them in the comment section below, and I'll do the best I can to do them for you as fast as I possibly can. So this live stream is focused on, and it's a very unique one. It's called My First Cruise, and the reason why it's very unique was this cruise was not supposed to be my solo cruise. Apparently Alexa wants to tell me something now.
I was like, is that somebody talking in the background? Who is that?
Okay, I think she's done talking.
You got anything else? Got anything else, Alexa? Oh, I shouldn't say that because it might.
Yeah. no, actually, I call it Alexa, but it's her name's really not Alexa. Her different name.
Oh, okay.
Just so when person we won't mention their name, which I think we all pops in and yells out that name, be able to figure out what name did I call it.
Oh, that makes sense.
It was sent off, but I think
that makes a lot of sense.
If you know who that person is. And if you don't,
that's funny.
I would say you want to check out the Go Live morning show. That person just might be up on the panel. But anyway, saying this was originally supposed to be a solo cruise. It just turned out to be a solo cruise at the end. So, but it was an amazing cruise, and it was unique turns throughout the cruise too. Because when I was prepared that I would have to, kind of chill and run the port, because I was landing at like something like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I can't remember the exact timing. But the transportation with the cruise, they typically start around until about 9 o'clock. So I had some time to chill. But what made the first part of the cruise very interesting is, how when you go to either arrange your own excursions, or book for the cruise line, or even just hang around. What they did was they actually gave us a free tour of Copenhagen, a free city tour. We were go to the ship. So, of course, we had to pay for the transportation from the airport to the port. We end up seeing different parts of Copenhagen before we got to go on to the ship, which was very interesting. And of course, I'll have videos coming out hopefully soon, slowly rolling all that stuff out. And I had to do some, of course, we were happy in Copenhagen. It happened their marathon. So almost everything shut down. So cool.
Yes.
Because every time you turned, the that's probably closed. So that was loads
Oh my god.
of fun. But
Miami was like that when we.
yeah, before the
Sorry.
chat gets too far out of hand, and popping one, welcome on in. You early next year, I believe. Early, I'll be seeing you. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. Next in the chat is Impark. It's sometimes a tongue twister saying these names. So
Hi, Jennifer.
welcome on in. So hello, Jennifer. And if I do mispronounce your name, duly apologize. Sometimes, like I said, it's just a tongue twister. It doesn't roll off the tongue correctly.
It happens.
It happens. Because I'm pretty sure people have butchered name up many of times. And it's all good. So I ended up boarding the Norwegian Sky. This is one of two ships. Is the Norwegian, and this ship actually, I believe, the end of next. So if you're not going to be haven't sailed on yet, amount of time to get on board. But the ship is fairly small, I would say, compared to, but it's a nice ship to sail on. It's not small, but big ships.
Okay.
So this 7-night and we did stops in Germany, Amsterdam, England, and like a whole bunch of amazing stops. And the very first night, of course, we boarded because you have to board the ships.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the next day we ended up having a sea day, which was a very nice sea day. I believe the only one port stop I was really looking for, interested in knowing what to, was when we stopped. Give me a second. I have to sneeze, but false alarm. We stopped in Germany. It's going to be an overnight in Germany because we're spending 2. And the thing that I'm interested in was at nighttime, do they shut off the gangway or does it for 7 operation? And believe it or not, they kept that gangway open. And just so we put the record out there, they didn't get off in the middle of the night to go explore Germany in the middle of the night. I was fast asleep in my stateroom before anyone asked that question. There was no Julie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have anything like businesses that are open. I wonder if they have close at a certain time.
Yeah, and that out there, like, do they close off that gangway? Germany, they don't. And even in for the experience, it felt like airport security than training on board. because they had their own little terminal where they ran the screening instead of doing it on the ship. So the first, because I did actually within those 2 days. So the first excursion I did was the concentration camp. And it was an amazing experience. But the downfall I found to that excursion, you didn't get a lot of time at the place because there was a lot of things that. So like I only got through like one building, multiple buildings you could go through.
Oh, okay.
So they did allow time just through it for 2 days. So ended out more. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like you would figure that makes you know the ship not leave the next day. So spread it out a bit more. You have more time to be at that excursion base, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think I came back on board, had some lunch, and then I didn't have dinner on board that night because my next excursion actually included dinner. And boy, just thinking about it, it was like I'm talking a big piece of meat.
Nice.
Potatoes, I think it was. A gallon, like a nice big cup, we're talking of and going only about half of it done. I only got half of it. And on another one, just speak up and you can get another one. You just have to pay for it. Trust me. I need another one because I couldn't even finish the first one. That's literally how big it was. So Germany was a very nice experience on the very first day. Second day, I ended up deciding to do a open bus tour. So you get to see sites of Germany in Hamburg, to be precise, for both days. Now, to me, as an excursion, because with Norwegian, you get a $50 onboard credit for the first person. So to me, I believe that didn't cost me nothing because credit actually covered it. So it just was, just getting off the ship and seeing a little bit more of Germany. Maybe something I didn't get to see the first day, but it turned out to be pretty much the exact same thing I saw. So it was all good, but in the end of the run, a second opportunity to get more photos, more videos, maybe even better than I did the first day. So that was to me, that's a win-win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know. Maybe I get the foot video first, because
yeah,
when you're going through that, you catch your day, you might say, "Hey, this day I actually got better stuff."
Yeah, for sure.
of the exact same thing I did. So it, like I said, then we had to fortunately leave Hamburg, Germany, because we needed to move on to our next protocol, which was, I believe, just had to pull it up because protocol to my head, I can't remember every single protocol. Hamburg, it was Amsterdam. So we went to Amsterdam the next day, and I went, okay, let's do the waterway tours. We ended up doing the waterway tours. Now that excursion to me, I call it chillax tour. I didn't hear the person speaking, but that was simply me. I decided to sit at the back of the boat on the outside, where I can get some photos versus being inside and perhaps of getting a glare and hearing the person speak. But I could roughly hear them speak, but it was very vaguely. But to me, it was more of just, if you haven't been there, trust me, the scenery is like heaven. It's really, really nice. Like, I go back again in a heartbeat. So we ended up, of course, like I said, footage is coming along the way. I just have to work my way through the footage, see being uploaded onto the channel. It unfortunately time, but you will see it eventually. I thought.
Yeah.
And then, of course, came back on board so we can head off to the next protocol. But of course, at every protocol, I'm picking up little souvenirs, either for myself, my family. Wait, you never know. Then we ended up going off to, I believe, of Tilbury, London, England, and it was a very, very nice tour. Once again, we did a tour of the waterways of London. So, and I'm going to throw this in the out question into the, and I'll also ask Andrew live here, and then later on in the show, I will come back to it. But I'm just going to make a quick note to myself. I need to come back to that one, so I don't let you guys go and don't give you what there is. So let me just find a piece of paper. And when you say "Old Ben," what makes you think of the word "Old Ben"? London, England. So let me just write that down. All right. So it's written, popped up on the side to remind me that I need to come back. Just say "Old Ben." What makes you think of that word? Like, what comes of Old Ben? Let's all know. But Andrew, what do you?
I think the clock tower, maybe. Maybe.
Okay. The clock tower. Okay.
That's what I would think they would call it that. Could be wrong.
We will definitely come back to that one later on. So like we saw Old Ben, we saw what they call the eye. And the eye is pretty much the easiest way to place it as like a Ferris wheel. So we got to see the eye. we even got to see London Bridge. Any other ones that we saw during that one? Let's just pull up some of the footage. The London Bridge. The London School was another one that we got to see there. So many great historic places that we got to see. So it was pretty cool to see all that stuff. And we even got to see some of the like, you know how British guy, Mr. Bean, how he goes into the phone booth. See some of those phone booths. That was pretty cool. And like a whole bunch, like I've been to London before, but this time I actually really got to see London the previous time, because this time I actually went down to London in 2007 for Jamboree for Scouts, and that was their 100th Jamboree. So I'm much of London, but this time I've been a lot, and for the very first time, I got to go down to Windsor Castle, where the king is. So that was really amazing. For sure, I would definitely go back to Windsor Castle again. Unfortunately, you can't go into it unless you are on it, or if it happens to be, I believe I was told in like July or August, they do to go on in.
Yeah.
So like, but to see London completely was like just amazing. And before I do, it was in Hamburg, Germany, that I mentioned. There was actually one stop, and actually kind of dazzled. If you wanted to use the washroom, you had to use the washroom, and they only took no cash.
Oh, really?
So on that side of the pond, it can be common they charge you to use the washroom. Now, I don't know how much it may be, and it's going to be well worth paying that cost just to use the washroom. Luckily, I have to use the washroom, so I never had to pay the cost. So,
Yeah.
but some people did pay to use it. If you gotta go, you gotta go, and you gotta pay cost.
You gotta pay the toll.
You gotta pay the toll. So like it's very like I said, I would do this run again and again, because you cannot compare to a Caribbean cruise. Like, it's night and day. It's so far different.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, has Alaska cruise before?
Yes, I've been on two.
Okay, so like even you, Alaska and Caribbean are two different types.
Oh yeah,
of cruises.
yeah,
It's
way
like
different vibes.
You totally different vibes. You can't. They're not even comparable.
Yeah,
This is,
yeah, okay.
and yes, things are a little more expensive over there to do, like as an excursion. But for what you get out of it, you are bound to enjoy it more. And the one thing I found, like at the they didn't bring tips or gratuity. They never brought, where I know in that is their last little of asking for a tip. But people gave tips to everyone. What are they talking about? So it was very good. Then we went to Belgium. And Belgium was the highlight of the cruise. That was where we actually got to do Flanders. And I know about Flanders Fields. It's where the poppies grow, row on by row. We know the poem. And I even got to do the museum there too. And got to see menu stuff. It was like I could go on and on forever talking about. And we actually had a good amount of time going through that museum compared in Hamburg. They actually gave us a lot of time. And that was actually one where we had import. So figure that one out. How does that make any sense? To me, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have less amount of time, but you get more time at the museum. So, and then of course they had all throughout the cruise they had amazing entertainment and surprise learned is because what I was told, others, you are doing a sled, so you gotta arrange your own activities. Expectation I was going in with, but Norwegian is the only cruise line that I dedicate host to arrange the solos it's like stuff together so you can eat together, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah. That's really awesome. That cruise line for the solo travelers. Now, if say Carnival Cruise Lines, if you happen to be listening, you should take a page from Norwegian's book. So, because that is pretty awesome.
Yeah. They have your own room too, right? Like the solo room area where they have like the like a small section for a buffet.
Yep.
Yeah, lounge. That's pretty cool.
I've yet to get one. I've yet to get one of those lounges, but it is on the bucket list one day to get it.
Yeah.
I do one day because that I think will be pretty awesome to see. What's it like to be in a solo studio versus a normal where it would be double occupancy at the bare minimum?
Yeah. And I know Norwegian, they do like the solo. You can do. They have like solo balcony now, and
Yes.
on some of the ships, which is pretty cool. If you're looking into something like that, it's a kind of interesting thing. I have a client that I booked. She's going on a Rome trip, and I think she did a solo balcony, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
It actually pretty interesting. And this, I mean, I don't think it's a solo balcony. I believe it's a double occupancy room. But the difference between the solo balcony and the double occupancy, to what I've been told and understand, it's the thing. They just dedicate a certain cabins that these are the cabins.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm pretty sure that out of double occupancies and all they got left is solos, and they have someone that wants to do 2 people cabin. I'm pretty sure they'll still sell.
Yeah.
I can't see why they would not sell it to you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and of course, like I said, there was many great entertainment on board. Like, I didn't get down to the Love and Marriage show, that's the one show I always try to watch, because if you've been on a cruise before, you've seen the Love and Marriage show, trust me, it gets interesting, and you never know what could be. And
That's unhinged.
it is very unhinged, because it's more of interesting of partner know you and questions that they come up with. It's like, okay, how did you come up with that question? and and I love responses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. But the one I actually did get to catch was called The Perfect Couple. And that one was hilarious. I just
really?
loved it. I just basically, it's more on the cleaner side of the Love and Marriage.
Oh, okay.
It's still, personally, when I filmed it, and I actually rated it 18 plus. Some of the content personally rated it an 18 plus for that video, just simply because of the activities that were going on. And you may be overreacting, but out the disclaimers out there, it is going to occur versus not put it there and be or in the YouTube stingy and picky, and they start complaining about saying that rate the video. So it's just a side of caution that I chose to take. And if they choose not to rate it that's on them.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
But to me, it makes perfect sense on that. So referring back to the sailing, after we left Belgium, unfortunately, it was time to end the cruise. And as each day moves on and on, you're going like, okay, I still got this many days left, I guess. So by the time, oh great, 20, the cruise is over, and I don't want to stay on.
I think everybody goes through that.
And I think everybody goes through that. So I just, I was just pondering around. And I went down to the cruise next desk, which if you haven't gone yet, or you have, I strongly recommend buy Cruise Next credit. Buy them. It is worth your money. At the time, they were running a offer. So if you drop down to $250, they'll give you $500 in credit.
Wow, that's a good deal.
And the max you can do dollars. So in your case, when you go, you could do $2,000 and get $4,000. But it would have to be $2,000 for you and $1,000 for you and $1,000 for Jennifer.
Okay.
So you both are going to walk off with $2,000 each in credit.
Yeah, and that'll pretty much pay like a cruise.
Not really, because
almost not really, but almost.
Not really, because you could only, depending upon the offer that they're running at the time when you book.
Yeah.
And this, of course, when you are getting, you least you can use on a above. So that's $500 knocked off your cruise fare. And that's for the whole, can't take $500, and she takes $500 off of that one booking.
Yeah.
It's just $500 off from that one booking. Sometimes they do a triple offer. But
okay.
It's still a good win out of it, as I say. So where I'm going with this is, I said, I'm just curious. What if I said, I don't want to off tomorrow. I want to stay on for the next leg. Are there any rooms left? Unfortunately, you have to get off. We're sold out. Completely sold out on the next. It's like, oh darn it. But even if there was room, fortunately, I would still get off because I would have to report back to work in a few days.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder. But now there were no rooms left. We had a solo travel. We actually had a solo traveler. Didn't even have or back home. So it's like, okay, interesting. But then of course in defense, he was also retired. So a big rush to get for him to end up spending a couple days in London. And then head. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. That was cool.
He got to do. Yeah, so like I was also completing instead of doing the transfer from then back to Heathrow only, what if threw in an excursion at the end of the cruise? Drop me off at the airport. the cruise lines, they typically do that port of call when the cruise comes in and pricing, and I went, you know what, it's not the fact I can't afford, but with describing matching with the exact same thing that I got when I was for this current cruise. So it just didn't make any sense for me to do that. So I just chose to head on back to the airport. I was lucky enough, I was a plenty, and then just kind of chill around Heathrow Airport. And man, is that humongous! At the port of Southampton, that's a very small port. It would be like, to what Andrew told me, by the description, the port of Galveston. And it was like a very, very small port. You can classify this
a small port?
Very small. I would even classify this port as almost like a shipping port.
I wonder if it'd be like Louisiana or New Orleans then.
No, I would put it in that. It was barely nothing.
Oh, okay.
Door literally right next door to the cruise port was the Crowbar Hotel.
Oh wow! So you didn't have to go very far.
Yeah. If you had to go to the Crowbar Hotel, guess what? Not go. It's literally next door.
That's awesome. I bet it's expensive though. It's probably pretty pricey.
What the Crowbar Hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be an expensive visit because you would have lawyers involved too.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Well, the Crowbar, Andrew. Police station.
Oh, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's expensive too. Yeah, that's an expensive expenditure.
It would be, but
it'd be pretty
literally,
expensive.
like yeah, it would be. But like I said,
Yep.
it
One
is
way in, no way out.
Exactly. But like I said, it's a very small port area. Like there's really nothing around at, so like no hotels, nothing to do around the port at all. And
yeah,
in 60 days, go over there again to jump on another ship.
Oh,
So,
nice. Is it the same ship or are you going something else?
This is actually the second ship leaving next year, which is the Norwegian Sun.
Okay.
So I'm flying back over there and reshuffle my flight because my flight plans got reshuffled. If you know, boy, my travels, something always happens along the way. Luckily, it has started happening. Luckily, it's happened before I left. So nothing can complain about that. At least I know what the flight path is going to look like. Between Southampton and looking at about an hour and a half bus ride. So for sure, you definitely your absolute best to arrange with the cruise line instead of because if you do it separately, you have to ask about cost.
Yeah.
So now it might, in the end, it might be more people cost evenly, but to me, I just say just let the cruise line deal with it because you know they're going to be there for you. So
that makes sense.
to me, that's the route to go with. That quick version of the rundown of my first very solo cruise from Copenhagen to Southampton on the Norwegian Sky. That was unplanned for the solo cruise. Now I know you guys all questions about Southampton. Like I know Jennifer was asked me some questions, Jamie, and I believe she just dropped a question about it, and it is: did you say from Southampton? No, hour and a half. It was about an hour and a half bus ride. So good length, and of course, over in the European side, when you're riding a coach bus, if there are seatbelts available, guess what that means? You got to buckle up. Compared to over here in North America on a coach bus.
No, never.
We don't buckle up.
Yeah.
But over there, fortunately, I hope you have a big fat wall because you're gonna get. Jennifer is going. Okay, did you? Give me 1 second. Yeah. Yep. This is my dad. No, see out. All right. Jennifer's saying, did you say an extra day in London after the cruise? I didn't do an extra day. I'm going back down there again, and I've been to London before, so I did a small. One of the solo travelers, I think he did about 2 or 3 extra days while he was waiting to catch a flight back over the States. So, but of course, he had the time to do it. And yes, you have to go up on the bus, even the coach bus. So, to me, I didn't notice that much. I might have dozed off a little bit. I might not have. I don't remember. But I do remember the drive wasn't really all that bad. And they really were, it was more of a peaceful ride back. We weren't really talking much about London and stuff like that because they probably saw that we were tired and exhausted. So we just want to try and get back to the airport and just head on back home. But of course, when you always face that one dreadful thing, are my bags?
Oh,
of course, I had to check. Because I still don't understand the philosophy. When I leave for all my cruises, my bags are bang on underweight. When I come back home, remember, I'm not buying very much on the cruise. From on the ship to, I'm not buying much, but some magical way, my bags are overweight. Make that make any sense?
Oh man. And is it the same weight? How would you say that? Like the same class? Like you can't go over 50 pounds. It's everywhere like that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Yep. Unless you're in one of the higher classes of business first class, then the weight goes up. But yeah, no. Do maybe a little shuffling around, but nothing major. And literally, my bag was right on weight. So, and then I took it over to actual check-in. All of a sudden, the weight went even down more. It's like, okay, I'll take that, no problem. And
do you have a scale?
How that I use.
Yeah.
But I also always use the airport.
Yes.
Up with, okay, is my scale matching up with the airport scale? If there's a big difference between theirs, then another scale, the scale matching up with the other scale. So I see.
Oh, okay.
Is there an issue with one of the scales? The issue with my scale that I have, is it time for me to replace it?
Yeah.
So you always want to maybe 2, maybe 3 scales if you are in doubt. Because the scale can be the truth. So I always like know what my weight is.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't want to pay the charge. And sometimes if you're just like 1 or 2 people weight, they're just like sliding. Okay, it's good. So home this upcoming cruise, it's only like our flight coming home because we end off in New York, and for sure I will have another recap show for that one, because that one for sure I'm really going to be talking about New York, because I've never been to New York, and actually got to see it. Of New York is from airport to the, that's it. So that for sure will be at least a good hour, if not 2.
Yeah.
To cover like Hampton to start the cruise. So of course, talk once again. Do you have any more questions that you Hampton? Or even other ports.
So I'm trying to think. So was there anything you didn't stay in Southampton, like in a hotel or anything? So
no, I went straight to the airport.
Went straight to the airport. Did you notice anything in the area that was like convenience stores or like anything like that they had?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Oh my god.
Absolutely nothing.
It was just buildings and
just maybe like next door.
Wow.
Man,
yeah.
Much as there was there.
Yeah, because when I was looking at the hotels, I think they averaged about 20 to 35 minutes away. I think that's if
Mhm.
I remember correctly, they were about 25, 30 minutes away were the closest ones. So we're kind of just looking at that, seeing what was around. I noticed there was, yeah, like you said, it looked like there wasn't that much around. Um, we're not really hitting the same ports as you are, but it's definitely ones that have caught my eye that I would
And
love to go to.
which port you said you're hitting again?
Um, let's see. I have it up. I'm sorry. Let me look. Um, wrong one. We're hitting New York, um, New York, and then
Yep.
Portland.
So that's
Yep. Portland. That's the beginning port. Portland, Maine, Nova Scotia, um, and then we're staying overnight in Iceland.
nice.
That'll be that'll be really interesting. I can't wait to go there. And then we're going to Killybegs, Ireland, Belfast, Northern Ireland, and then Cork, Ireland. And then we go to France. We go to Paris, France, and then we end in Southampton.
Nice.
So
In you said you're stopping in Nova Scotia.
yes,
Which port in Nova Scotia? Sydney, Halifax.
Halifax.
Halifax. On my next itinerary of stopping
Okay.
in Halifax. Now, for me, the East Coast of Canada, excluding Newfoundland and Labrador, I've been to all of them before
Okay.
because my mom's family, like, so I go every couple of years down to Nova Scotia. So I believe in that port. Might be incorrect, but I am either doing the Mechanic Museum or Alex Museum. So he's the one that invented the telephone. I'm doing one of those two excursions.
Oh, that'd be interesting. That
I
sounds
just can't
really
remember which
interesting.
one. Yeah, I just can't remember which one is at which board. But I know I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So that would be a lot of interesting. And
Yeah, that'll be
New York to me is the highlight form of seeing like where the ball drops on New Year's
yeah.
Eve, so Manhattan Square, like all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot.
Yeah.
And then some of the other port, because you said you go
It is going to be. Hold on.
there.
Yeah, 2028. May it's April 28th. 2028.
April 28th.
Yes.
Because I know you also mentioned about Ireland.
Yes.
That would be on. Also, I actually get to do Ireland before you do too.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
by the time you go, I will actually still be at sea. So like I'm doing like Ireland the following year.
Okay.
In Well, it'll get reported to you by April 28th. But it's always fun doing all these excursions and all these amazing trips. And of course, you can always contact myself if you got questions or if you want to even book. And the same thing goes with Andrew. I know he's also a travel agent, so he can get yourself booked and hopefully be able to assist you. Not, I know he definitely knows people he can reach out to get answers on inquiries. So
yeah, for sure.
I ask a question about in London, Old Ben. What does that refer to? People say that when they think of Old Ben, they're thinking the clock, actual building of the clock, but it's actually only the clock, not the actual building. The name of the clock is called Old Ben. And to me, I found that interesting. I thought it was the actual, like the statue of the clock.
Yeah.
But it's only the clock, not the statue. So that to me was very interesting.
That's very interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So
the more you know.
The more you listen, the more you get to know. First solo live stream for my foods when Norwegian Sky. So I answered all your questions here today, and if not, and I can sure get them for you and let you know what the answer is. But thank you all for coming into today's live stream. I know there are other creators if not they have already. So thank you all for tuning in. And thank you, Andrew, for coming on by, being my guest. And you're always more than welcome to come on up whenever you would like.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Time, I'll see you or others may take. Until then, bye for now.